everyone. I think we are live. We are continuing the reading of Wallace D. Wattles' The Science of Getting Rich, Chapter 7. We are going to finish Chapter 7, Gratitude. I am on location. I'm in a little cubicle office here. I hope you can hear me okay. It might be a little echoey, but we are going to continue, and I'm going to be reading off my screen to finish this chapter off. So I was sharing how important this chapter has been for me in understanding gratitude and really just shifting my mindset, having a paradigm shift around it, to be honest, because I had such a contentious relationship with gratitude. I was hearing everybody say gratitude, usually people who were very well off, their life was going fine, or at least it wasn't as in mental turmoil as I felt mine was. And so I really was offended when people told me that I should be grateful. I was just saying, I can't, it's really hard. I know that there's things in my life that I can be grateful for, but it was really hard for me. So I say all that to say this chapter really shifted my mindset around that. And it's through repetition because there was a wiring in my mind and my brain that was telling me that I couldn't find anything to be grateful for. There was no way that in my circumstances I could shift into a feeling state of gratitude. Yeah, I could write the list and say, I'm thankful for my coffee. I'm thankful for my home. I'm thankful for the clothes on my back, but I wasn't feeling it. Like logically in my conscious thinking mind, I knew I was grateful. But in my subconscious feeling emotional mind, which that's where everything comes from, all of our results, I wasn't feeling it because I was so overwhelmed with fear, with stress, with doubt, with worry, with what was in the moment. I was totally taken over by fear. And so this chapter helped me. All right, let's continue. He was saying, so when we give gratitude, the value of gratitude does not consist solely in getting you more blessings in the future. So when we practice gratitude, it's not so that we're going to be blessed in the future. Without gratitude, you cannot long keep from dissatisfied thought regarding things as they are. So gratitude is a state of mind. It's a way of thinking, okay? Because as Wallace D. Wattle says, there is this thinking stuff that permeates and penetrates. It's just this, we're in the soup of it, of this substance. And whatever we think, whatever images we hold in our mind, is projected onto this substance, and it will bring forth a materialized experience of whatever we're focusing on emotionally. It can take different forms, but it will match the emotion of what we're putting out. So he says, but the value of gratitude does not consist solely in getting you more blessing in the future. Without gratitude, you cannot long keep from dissatisfied thought regarding things as they are. So if you continue your life without practicing gratitude in whatever way resonates with you, right? Whatever feels good to you. If you continue in your life without practicing gratitude or at least acknowledging the good things in your life, it's not going to be long before you start to continuously experience dissatisfied thoughts regarding everything in your life. And that's what I was experiencing. The moment you permit your mind to dwell with satisfaction upon things as they are, you begin to lose ground. So let me read that again. The moment you permit your mind to dwell with dissatisfaction upon things that as they are, and let's be honest, when things aren't going your way, it takes no energy, attention, effort, or focus to look on what is now, this hair is bothering me, with dissatisfaction, especially if they are dissatisfactory. Okay. So it says the moment you permit your mind to dwell with dissatisfaction upon what is, the moment you permit, it's like, ugh, the moment I permit, that's how it's always been. I am dissatisfied with the results that I have right now. But he's saying, if you let your mind dwell with dissatisfaction upon what's going on, you begin to lose ground. And that's exactly the sensation and the feeling of it. That's my experience. I don't feel in control. I feel like I'm falling deeper and deeper into a pit of despair and there's no way out. So we lose ground when we permit ourselves, allow ourselves to keep that train going of dissatisfactory thoughts. And it's okay. It's not to bypass or ignore. It's very important to realize what you're experiencing right now, the dissatisfaction. Yes, acknowledge it. And then what? And then where do you want to focus it? You know what? I am so miserable right now. I hate my job. I am so mad that I'm living paycheck to paycheck. Okay, what can I do about it? And then you got to think about it, right? To each their own. Each person's different, right? But it's like you have to trust when you ask. when you confront what's happening, you will get an answer. But most of us don't want to confront. We go, yeah, right. But it's like once you get to a point where you hit rock bottom, like there is no other way but up. It's like we joke of like, oh, there's always a basement floor. Fine, get to the basement, get to the very rock bottom of rock bottom. And you either give up, which some people do, or you realize, you know what, I have to make a decision. There is no other way. Like I have to crawl out of this hole some way, you know? So when we focus on being dissatisfied, when we allow ourselves to keep that train and that momentum going. I was sharing a couple weeks ago, maybe, that I was, I call it relapsing in my mind. I'm physically sober, but I really focus on my emotional and mental sobriety. But when I start getting on a train of dissatisfaction and thoughts, it takes me over. I feel like I might as well just hit the bottle, right? Not really, but like I feel so terrible inside because I am just overcome with what is the dissatisfactory state, and I feel it all in my body. And I thought, I need to pattern interrupt this. It's just like NLP, right? Pattern interrupting. There's different modalities to do that in therapy too, tapping, EFT tapping. And it's not to suppress or to bypass your emotions. I've been hearing a lot these days about like, our tools to regulate our emotions are bypassing. It's like, oh, please. Yes, some people do that, fine. But if you're really a student of this work, that's why, especially in tapping, let me get off on this tangent. Tapping and EFT and EMDR, I'm not going to take a woman who is in an abusive relationship, physical, DV, domestic violence, dangerous, and help her regulate her nervous system in that situation. No, I'm going to say you need a GTFO. The only reason I would be helping her regulate her nervous system is not to find a way to stay in that relationship regulated when her husband's beating her, right? It's to regulate her nervous system, to calm herself down so she can make wise choices to GTFO, to get out of there. So I just wanted to really preface that because, God, people just find trains to run with good things like regulating your nervous system, tapping EMDR as a way to like bypass. Some people do that? Yes, but not nearly the percentage of people who use it to save their own lives. Okay, so I hope that trend doesn't continue to rise about people saying that our tools are keeping us stuck. Do they sometimes? Yes, but that's not what we're saying. Anyways, that was just, that's something that I feel really passionate about because along the lines of toxic positivity, right? People say toxic positivity. It's like, dude, toxic positivity, if that's what you want to call it, like saved my life. It's better than the toxic negativity that was going to kill me, So it's like, you got to weigh it out. It's like if someone wants to be a bliss ninny and have toxic positivity, let them. Hello, Mel Robbins, let them. If they're not hurting anybody, who are we to judge how they bypass their lives? That's their soul's journey. Bye. If they're hurting other people, yeah, we be normal and we take the precautions and, protect ourselves and other people as much as we can. But at the end of the day, people are going to do what they want. So reeling it back. So the moment you permit your mind to dwell with dissatisfaction upon things, if you allow yourself to go on that negative thought train of woe is me, chicken little, the sky is falling, my life is crap, even if it is, allow it, validate it, acknowledge it, then switch it to, okay, I'm willing to see this differently. How can I feel differently about this? And that's the hardest part. That is the hardest part. Because even when you're in a state of dysregulation, you can get your journal out and write, I'm grateful for my coffee. I'm grateful for my, warm bed. And then just do it as long as it takes to feel different, to shift the emotion, to pattern interrupt the negativity. So you fix your attention upon the common, the ordinary, the poor, and the squalid, and the mean, okay? When we allow ourselves to dwell in dissatisfaction, we fix our attention upon the common, what is, the ordinary, the poor, and the squalid and mean. And your mind takes the form of these things. Our mind will take on this negative, hopeless state. Then you will transmit these forms or mental images to that formless substance, because it takes whatever we're focused on. It'll transmit these mental pictures into the formless, and the common, the poor, the squalid, and the mean will come to you in whatever form. And it's not personal. It's not like this is what you get. It's like, it's a very impersonal universe. It's just reflecting back what's in your mind, period, period. So the world is a mirror. We are being reflected back, the circumstances, and it's different for everybody. Like, for example, I'm in this shared office space. Everybody's here to do their work. Everybody paid the same amount of money, but people might be having different, no, people are having different experiences of this place or their job or their work or the people they're dealing with, right? Depending on how they're thinking, depending on how they're thinking. To permit your mind to dwell upon the inferior is to become inferior and to surround yourself with inferior things. So to permit your mind to dwell upon the inferior, whether it be you're focused on the inferiority of yourself or of others, it makes you become inferior. And that's the rub. When you are thinking about how terrible and what a loser everybody else is, eventually you're going to experience that. It's unsustainable. Yeah, you might get wins because you think you're better than everybody, but it's not sustainable. That's how many kings and emperors have fallen, empires have fallen, because they build on that foundation of they're better than everybody. It's not sustainable. You're going to fall. We all do. So if we permit our mind to dwell upon inferior, it's to become inferior and to surround yourself with inferior things. On the other hand, to fix your attention on the best is to surround yourself with the best and to become the best. It all starts with you. Do you think the best of yourself? Do you think highly of yourself? When you do, you tend to see that in other people. Again, I think we talked about this. I'm not sure if it was this book or Elsie Lincoln Benedict, the book we read before, about what you think of other people is really what you think about yourself. So, say, for example, if there's like say you wanted to be a musician and you enjoyed being a musician, but you never went all the way. It's really hard in that business. Ugh, I can't win a Grammy or whatever. And then a young group of kids are like, we're going to start a garage band, and they're so excited. And you're like, good luck with that. And like in your mind, you fully think that they're going to fail, just like everybody else, just like you did, right? Their chances are slim to none. Good luck with that. You are projecting on your limitations of you not being able to succeed onto them and onto everybody else. But if you know that you want it and you don't know how it's going to happen, but you can succeed if you go for it, everybody that has that dream, you're going to be like, yeah, you can do it. Just stick with it. Of course, there's things we have to do, persistence, decision, having that drive, doing the work, going the extra mile, all that stuff, being disciplined. But anybody can do anything they can dream of and they truly want. Anything you can conceive and believe, you can achieve. So whatever you think of other people is really just a reflection of what you think of yourself. So if there's anybody you got beef with, even in your own mind, it's you. It's always you. And constantly, when I realize that, not that it makes it any easier, because I'm human and I can feel certain ways and people trigger me. Why do they trigger me? They trigger me. They are kicking up dust within me. That's how they are. I don't have to like them. I don't have to be friends with them. It might just be a preference. God bless them. I wish them nothing but the best. But they're just not on my vibe, or they're just not my people. Or they're not my people anymore. We can always grow. And this is the hardest thing. But unfortunately, people take it personal. People make it about them. Oh my God, it was months ago. And there was God, it was probably actually it just happened months ago, but it was a community about a year and a half ago. And anyways, he was so nice, and he kept messaging me and wanting me to be a part of it. But I was doing stuff with the Napoleon Hill Institute, and I was really busy. But I was not responding apparently as fast as he thought I should. And he was like, "Did I do something wrong?" I'm like, "No, I actually, the last time I talked to you, I told you I'm really busy and I'll reach out, right?" But this person continued until like I had to pick up the phone and be like, "What is going on? Are you okay? Because your text messages are sounding like you have a one-sided relationship with me and you're taking everything that I say or I don't say personal, right?" And they're like, "No, I'm so sorry," right? And I've never heard from them again. But it's like, never allow other people's behavior to make you think it's about you. Even if you think it is, It's not. Other people's behavior is never about you. Like read the four agreements. Hello. Don't take things personal. If someone wants to be a a jerk and ghost you, let them. Let them. It's not personal. Maybe some people need space. You never know what's going on with somebody else. And I have to remind myself that all the time, right? It's like, God, I think I learned that lesson. I was like dating a few years ago. It's probably like 5 years ago now. And I got totally ghosted. And I'm like, but one of my friends is like, Carla, it's not personal. It's not about you. And it was hard because it's like I have an ego, but I was like, you're right, it's not. And like I had to let that go. And it's not about me. It's not about me. If that was my person, it was my person. But anyways, that was a funny story of just like how other people treat you is never about you. It's about them. It's always about their thoughts. And that's a hard one. But the sooner you get that, the better. And another time when I was young, I was like 19, 18. I'm happy puppy wagging my tail. I love everybody. And I had heard through the grapevine that this person didn't like me. Like they thought I was so annoying. And I was like, oh, what? And like I wanted to like call them right away and like ask what I did wrong and like win them over and make them like me again. And my friend's like, Carla, not everyone's gonna like you. I'm like, but why? Right? And I might not be everyone's cup of tea, right? Not everyone's my cup of tea. And it doesn't mean we have to hate other people or judge them and be like, like I'm better than them. No, we just have different preferences. And so depersonalizing it, detaching from it. So back to the script, just, when we focus on negativity and dissatisfied um, thoughts about ourselves or other people, that's what we get back more of, right? So just focus on the best, surround yourself with the best, and you will become the best. The creative power within us, in the creative power within us makes us into the image of that to which we give our attention. We are thinking substance. We are thinking substance. You are thinking substance. I am thinking substance. And thinking substance always takes the form of that which it thinks about. The grateful mind is constantly fixed upon the best. Therefore, it tends to become the best. It takes the form or character of the best and will receive the best. Also, faith is born of gratitude. The grateful mind continually expects good things, and expectation becomes faith. The reaction of gratitude upon one's own mind produces faith. Ooh, that's so good. Let's read that again. Faith is born of gratitude. So it says the grateful mind is constantly fixed upon the best, or what they're appreciative of, the good things in life. So the grateful mind is constantly fixed upon the best. Therefore, it tends to become the best. It takes the form or character of the best and will receive the best. Also, faith is born of gratitude because the grateful mind continually expects good things because it's focused on that. And expectation becomes faith. So I have faith that everything's going to work out because look at all the good that I have now. It's proof. Only good things happen to me, right? It doesn't mean that bad things won't happen, but like I only focus on the good. Of course, I take care of the negative and all that stuff. I'm normal, but like, where's my mind focused most of the time? The reaction of gratitude upon one's own mind produces faith, and every outgoing wave of grateful thanksgiving increases faith. He who has no feeling of gratitude cannot long retain a living faith, and without a living faith, you cannot get rich by the creative method, as we shall see in the following chapters. It is necessary then to cultivate the habit of being grateful for every good thing that comes to you and to give thanks continuously. Exercise, just find one thing right now that you're really actually grateful for. Like you are so appreciative, you're so happy that this is in your life, that you have something. It could be a warm shower, it could be your favorite toothbrush. I don't care, right? You know what I'm always grateful for? My earpods, my AirPods. I love them. I am so grateful that I have those. Oh, they just give me life because I'm always listening to like audiobooks and they have like the noise cancellation, and I'm just so grateful for them. I love it's like my favorite electronic item that I've ever had and that I have right now. I'm so grateful for them. I'm grateful for my car. Every time I walk up to my car, I'm like, I'm just so grateful for my car. I'm grateful for my gas in my car. Take me places. Because why? Because there was a time when I couldn't even afford gas. You know, cheese and crackers. So, what are you grateful for? Think of one thing and feel it. Maybe it's in contrast for something that you didn't have and you know it was really painful without it, but now you have it. How does it feel to have it? Just be grateful for that. So it is necessary then to cultivate the habit of being grateful for every good thing that comes to you and to give thanks continuously. And because all things have contributed to your advancement, you should include all things in your gratitude, even the things that are tough, which is hard. Do not waste time thinking or talking about the shortcomings or wrong actions of plutocrats or trust magnets. So don't waste your time talking about all the wrong things that people on social media, rich people, people in the spotlight, politicians, don't focus on that stuff. Don't waste your time thinking and talking about all the negative things that this person's doing or these people are doing or how they're investing their money or blah, blah, blah. Their organization of the world has made your opportunity. All you get really comes to you because of them. That's a hard one because even though you don't agree with the way certain things are run, like our government or whatever, if you have beef with it, or the taxes in California are out the window, they provide me with freeways, with, my lighting, water, whatever I pay for it. But still, it's like public parks, it's like, who builds these things? There's good and there's bad in everything. And of course, I'll take action, I'll vote, I'll, exercise my civic duties and my rights. But what can we be grateful for instead of talking about all the negative things? Do not rage against corrupt politicians. If it were not for politicians, we should fall into anarchy, and your opportunity would be greatly lessened. God has worked a long time and very patiently to bring us up to where we are in industry and in government, and He is going right on with His work. So even though things might not be perfect or they might be really corrupt right now, what is in place that is making our lives easier? What if we didn't yet have a government? What if we didn't, well, the freeways are always being worked on. Like, what if we didn't have any freeways at all? What if they were still dirt roads? It's like, find the good. And I know it can be really, you might not be at that point right now, and that's okay. All right, so there is not the least doubt that God will do away with plutocrats, trust magnates, captains of industry, and politicians as soon as they can be spared. But in the meantime, behold, they are all very good, ultimately. Remember that they are all helping to arrange the lines of transmission along which your riches will come to you, and be grateful to them all. This will bring you into harmonious relations with the good in everything, and the good in everything will be moved toward you. So it's like when you have, you were raised by terrible parents. I'm grateful that they're the vessel that gave me life, right? If that's where you're at. Or I hate my boss, but I'm glad I have this opportunity to work for this company and serve my clients and earn a living wage until I can find another way to do so. It's like, find the positive. Because even if you're right, dwelling in the negative is not going to get you nowhere. How many people do that? Like, even if you're right, it's like, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Nothing can change. You can't have that faith if you don't find what you're grateful for, even when things are going wrong. So, anyways, that was chapter 7. We will start with chapter 8, thinking in a certain way, tomorrow. I hope this was okay. I hope you could hear me. I know it's not the best quality audio, but I'm excited. I'm in this place called Collab Space in, where am I? Irvine. I'm by the airport. Anyways, but it's so cute. I'll try to take video. It's so cute. Everything is just so decorated, so nice, and I don't know, feels a little girly, a little feminine. But anyways, I'm here for an event tonight and I'm really excited. And yeah, more to come. I hope you all have a beautiful day. All of the replays for the previous readings, as well as other readings, are on the playlists on my YouTube. So be sure to like and subscribe. If you're on Facebook, hop on over to YouTube. And I'm just so grateful for each and every one of you. I hope you have a beautiful evening, and I will see you tomorrow.